Americans, when they realize the entire world doesn't revolve around America. Hi, I'm British. I'm not American. Let's do a little bit of American slander today, just for fun. I mean, you can do British slander all the time. In fact, people do a lot of British slander. There is so much British slander on the internet right now that I just want to have an opportunity to make fun of another culture. And I can't really punch down, and most cultures I'm not allowed to make fun of. But the one culture I am allowed to make fun of, and it's socially acceptable for me to do, is America. So let's go ahead and make fun of some silly Americans here today. Let's go.
I've been living in Spain for the past 4 years. I recently went home for the first time in 2 years to Nebraska, and I was kind of like letting my family know how my job is going and whatever. They asked me like how many students I have. 20. They were like, is there a bunch of other English teachers in your city? I was like, yeah, there's quite a few. And my uncle actually, he said, that many people want to move to America in your city? And I was like,
what? Guys, just in case you didn't know, the only reason to learn English is to move to America. Because why would you want to stay in Spain? Stay in your own country? There's no other reason to learn English. Maybe even move to an English-speaking country. Maybe even just use English as part of your normal daily life. Because there's a lot of English speakers out there. Only America uses English. If you want to learn English, it's because you're moving. Isn't it? That's the only reason.
What do you mean? And he was like, that's why people study English, no? They want to move to the United States.
No.
I was too stunned to speak.
That's hilarious, though. I'm sorry, that's kind of funny. That's a little funny. That's kind of like a little... It's like a little baby racism. Not a huge amount, just a baby amount.
Okay, screw it. Here's my embarrassing moment, my true facepalm. I know you're gonna judge me, but whatever. When I first moved here, I was looking at a website in French, obviously, and I was looking for how to convert it into English. So I went to where the little flags are, you know, in the corner of the screen. And
Oh no, she's gonna look for an American flag, isn't she? It's gonna show like a British Union Jack, and she's gonna be like, I can't find the stars and stripes, guys. Why don't they have an English option on this?
I could not find an American flag anywhere. So I was like, what the heck, this doesn't make sense. There has to be a way to translate it into English. And then I found the British flag because
I bloody knew it. I knew it. I knew it. The stars and stripes,
did not
baby.
Invent English. And I always judge myself for that one. That one was pretty bad.
Where's my goddamn stars and stripes? I can't see them anywhere.
Like, I'm educated now, but I remember being a kid about like 10, 11-ish, and it was actually surprising to me that you're...
Sorry, his voice is really distracting me. I could listen to him read an audiobook for hours. This voice is like, it's deep. It hits the bass just right.
European history continued. Like, okay, well, Europeans came to America, and then European history stopped, right?
What?
Because nothing else mattered after that, because there was America. What do you mean that they continued living lives and having history over there between the time when America was started and when we rescued them in World War II?
What? Hold on, what? When we rescued them in World War II? Bro, okay. I'm not gonna say that America didn't have a big involvement in World War II. Like, yes, they made the nukes and dropped them on Japan, etc., did a lot of war crimes, a ton of war crimes. But just coming out of nowhere with the rescue, I think the Russians were the ones that did the most fighting against the Nazis. If we're gonna be 100% accurate, it was the Russians that kind of rescued everyone by just destroying Germany after the whole pushback out of Russia. Going to war with the Soviet Union, pretty bad idea. But you don't frame it like that. You can't come in like 4 years late and be like, come on guys, let's go, buddy, we're ready. 3 years late? How many years late was it?
I'd like to say that was just American education when I was a kid, but I think it's American education in a lot of places now.
They don't teach America that. They're not like, oh, we came and rescued the Europe. We rescued them.
When I first moved to Spain and I started dating my partner, I was chatting with an acquaintance from back home, and I said, yeah, I'm dating for somebody from where I'm living. Their response was, I love you so much, I'm really excited for you, but please be careful because you never know if somebody might be using you for a green card. I was shocked. And the irony.
Hey, you know that long-term relationship you have? You know how you love and appreciate them, and you spend years with them, and you spend hours a day with them, talking to them, discovering their hopes and dreams, really melding your two lives into one. Yeah, it's probably because they just want to move to America because it's that good.
The situation
right?
is that we ended up getting a civil partnership so that I would be able to stay here.
So being that I am a U.S. immigrant living in Costa Rica, I hear stories all the time from Costa Ricans who like work for call centers, and they tell me the most horrendous stories, which it doesn't surprise me that we people from the U.S. have the audacity. But I am now starting to collect my own stories because I am now on the phone with people from the US all day as a travel consultant for a Costa Rican based travel agency. And one of my very first clients that I ever got on the phone said to me, who happened to be from the great state of Texas, "Now listen, darling, I don't like foreigners much. So when I get there, I want to make sure that I'm not around foreigners."
What? When I get to Costa Rica, I don't want to be around none of them Costa Ricans.
Like, sir, I think you might be confusing Costa Rica with Florida. Florida is lovely this time of year.
Wait, so how can you be that racist and dumb at the same time? I believe it. Like, I believe that all of these stories are 100% true because it just sounds like the kind of uneducated thing that some would say. And it's not just Americans that have this kind of uneducated take. British people are really bad for it as well. There's a lot of stupid British people that are like, this is by foreigners coming over, isn't it? By come on, take our jobs, isn't it? Enough said. I hate it. I don't want coming over anymore. I don't want no crossing the border channel, invading the UK, invading my fucking England, yeah? All right? It's got to put a stop to it. Got to put gunboats in the channel and shoot them down.
Since 2018. I say Europe because I lived in France, Spain, and Belgium. Last year, I went home for the holidays to the US, and I kid you not, I was asked, do they celebrate Thanksgiving in Europe?
I actually get asked this constantly. Whenever it comes to Thanksgiving time, all the time, always in streams, it's like, do you guys celebrate Thanksgiving? Or like, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? Or why are you streaming on Thanksgiving? Aren't you taking the day off for your family? I'm like, yeah, I love Thanksgiving. I do it all the time. I've given so many thanks to all the turkeys. There's so many. They're so appreciative.
I'm thinking it must be so hard for them to not cheat for the Americans and like the judges.
In the Olympics?
And not
Oh, she's talking about the
give
Olympics.
the athletes that are on the American team more points because we're so awesome and everybody loves us and we're like the best country. And so like, how are you not going to give more points to us?
They're just better. As soon as you live in America, you just gain an ability to be more athletic. If you just look at the population of the country, it's a fact. We can't really go against it. This video is pretty accurate. If you look at the population of America, by and large, they're athletic, they're fast, they're strong. They just naturally have more speed and power than any other country. Just look at them. They're all chiseled, Giga Chad chins. Everyone is so good at moving in America. I see nothing wrong with this video.
American people, and when I asked them, so where are you from? They were like, Indiana. And I was like, I don't care what country. I was like, I know. Where is Indiana? Just tell me America. Or
I hate the yes! Every time it is it is so interesting. It's a very American thing to reply to, like, we're from Austin, Texas. It's like, well, I didn't fucking ask you what city you're from or like state. It's always a state thing. You guys think that your states are your countries, which, I mean, some of them are big enough to be countries, population and size-wise, to be fair. But if you're talking to someone that is clearly from another country, they don't care what state you're from. They probably don't know what half the states are. You think that some random person from the middle of France or Kazakhstan knows what an Indiana or an Oregon is?
Well, it's no surprise that we feel this way. We call our baseball championships the World Series. There's like one Canadian team. Win the Super Bowl or the NBA championships, world champions. We pretend we're the only ones playing these sports.
Yeah, I always thought that was weird. The World Series of, like, American football. What do you mean? What world? It's American football. No one else is playing it. I hope you enjoyed this little jaunt into America slander.